Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today I'd like to welcome you back to Berryfield. Last session, we created this lovely-looking tailors right here, and it does look rather nice. Fairly convoluted in design, but I do think it works out fairly well with matching the aesthetic of the town right here, which is still sort of minimalistic Tudor, which I do quite like. This is going to be the only building that has a hell of a lot of outside sort of curtains, as it were, and flags and stuff like that, just to help emphasize that this is the building where they are created. Merv right now, unfortunately, has news to make. Merv, what's the news? Do you want to tell me? They took it, didn't they? They took your super secret safe room. Well, not your room. The super secret room. They took it. Your third one. It's been taken. I wonder who took it or where it's gone. Where is it, Merv? It's his nest. It's been taken. Now he just has his cage, and he's miffed off. He wants to go into the original secret room. I just like sprained my shoulder doing that. What the hell? Ugh. Merv, no. You have to learn to live without it. The hell are you stuck or something? What's going on? Here. He was a bit stuck there. He was panicking because his claw was caught in something. Just take a drink. Right, we're going to have a lot to do today. Okay, and a lot of Merv in the background as well, because he can't just sort of sit quietly in his super secret room anymore. Now he has to sort of rattle around the cage and try to get my attention as much as he possibly can. We do have a box in here now, though, which I hope he will eventually get used to using, but until then, he's just going to be harassing me forever. And by proxy, you lot as well. So good. I hope this is entertainment, because I'm sure some of you are just going to find it aggravating as myself. There we go. It's good. Anyway, so what I want to do today is first not lose my voice, because unfortunately I made the misdecision. Misdecision just sounds like some sort of RPG. Misdecision. Anyway, well, no, it sounds like a tactical sort of board game of some sort. Misdecision. Anyway, I unfortunately made the mistake of eating spicy food before recording today, so my mouth is feeling a little bit hot. We can live with that. What I want to do today is try and set the boundaries for the Berryfield town. There we go. Got there eventually. For Berryfield. Also, I'm probably going to end up spawning this in, but for a time, I'm just going to leave it there. And probably end up spawning this in as well. But these other structures are going to still try to attempt to create. But I want to set the boundaries to the wall, essentially. I won't probably end up constructing it. Maybe. I don't know. But I would like to sort of get a good idea for where it's actually going to be so I can get the rest of my structures put in. And then maybe some other cool designs similar to what we have right here. And the... I just called it by what it was a second ago, and now I forgot what the class title is. The Weavers. There we go. Good. We also need to... Wait, we've got a blacksmiths, and it also sort of double classes itself as a masons. We don't really have a carpenters yet, so we could probably get something like that set up, but it should be fairly simplistic. We could probably put it over here as well next to the blacksmiths, just to sort of cover up the town square right here. Or maybe somewhere around here. I don't know. Just somewhere, essentially. The cooks is the inn. The potters would be an interesting one. The herbalists. And then the engineers. So the other classes also need to have a place to stay. So we need to get something like that sorted out. Getting the wall done, though, I think is a good idea. And by proxy, we could also probably get the engineers done at the same time. I like the idea of the engineers maybe being a side connection to the wall somehow. So it's still part of it. This should be fun. Trying not to go for anything too crazy with the wall design as well. I just want a normal stone wall. Hopefully nothing too insane. Something else I've also got to add. God, I keep adding on. I have a hearing problem at the moment. My right here is everything's a bit muffled. So I don't know if I'm sounding a bit different. But hopefully I sound fine. That's, otherwise it's going to be a bit annoying. I don't know if I should open up my gate a bit. I'm going to push it forward a bit. Maybe you can't hear Merv rattling around in his cage unless I talk. I stopped talking for a second there to see if it would work. I don't know. He always stops rattling around as soon as I stop talking. So this isn't going to be where the gate is. We are going to have sort of a weird bridge gate along this moat here, I suppose. Are we going to have a moat around the whole thing? I don't know. That would look kind of cool. Don't know if I could really arrange such a thing. What I would like to do, however, is destroy a bunch of objects that are just sort of lingering around. Unfortunately, we can't really... Well, I was going to say we can't delete them, but I'm pretty sure we can, yeah. What about this rock? Can I get rid of that rock? Yeah, good. I can get rid of everything around. Well, I don't need to get rid of all that lot. Just everything that I feel like is in the way. Which is most items right now, especially all the rubbish over here. So we are going to bin most of them. I think everything else around here is fine. So we're going to have probably a tower on the ends connected to the water. And then maybe that will have sort of a cool little grate connected to it just to look kind of neat. I don't know. And then we'll have the normal wall. Are we going to have it squared off? Probably. And then those squared off points could probably also be towers just to, you know, fill the gaps. Because otherwise, if it's just a sort of straight 90-degree turn with it still being a wall, I think that would look a little bit ugly. As sin, to say the least. Not to mention, are we going to be chopping this up a little bit? I think so. Although I'd like the outside to also have space for buildings. In fact, what I should do is put a building on the other side here just to get a good idea for how far away the wall should be. Let's put this building down. Let's have it poke out. I don't think I'd want to have it poke out like that. I'm pretty sure I want it to be as sort of cramped as possible on this back end. So let's just say we put a building here on the exact other side of this other one. You know, that's sort of roughly what I would like to get space-wise for everything around here. What I would like to do as well is... Do I want to delete the tree? Delete the trees. Let's harvest all of these trees here. Let's just get rid of all of them. Invaders approaching. Okay, unfortunately, there are enemies here. Invaders, as it were. Approaching. Let's get rid of them. Thankfully, our soldiers are already here to meet them. Our archers have pretty much completely wrecked that front line, which is great. We're just going to let them get to it. Oh, we might need to also delete the items over here. Yeah, let's delete these. We will not delete any of this other than that. We won't delete any of this other than that. What the hell? And apparently over here is just filled up with more rubbish. Okay, hold on a second. This area is not even set as trapping area anymore. What the hell? Put it here for now and here. It doesn't need to be a big area. The hell? Stray wolf? Why is there a wolf? Interesting. Okay. Well, we will try and take him out. I guess it just sort of waddled its way into camp. I hope it doesn't kill anyone. I don't think it will, though. I'm pretty sure those archers are about to take aggro. Not only take aggro, but kill it before it can kill anything else. Wow, that was insane. There's so much wool around here. We can get to it. That would be ideal. There we go. You finally did it. Do a bit more harvesting here as well. I don't know if we still have a quest around there. I don't remember. Okay. So let's pause for now. So what kind of... I don't want the wall to be huge. That's the thing. I want it to be reasonably sized. Not too much. And I'm trying to think how I can do that. Without, you know, losing my head. Merv, you're rattling around too much, buddy. I can't think straight. I'm going to have to cover up the cage again, I think. Do the old trick. But he has nowhere else to go, that's the thing. Well, I mean, he can chill out everywhere else around the room to his delight. But he doesn't want to. He's not accustomed to the cardboard box yet. Eventually he will. Oh, nice. We have a bunch of comfortable chairs, including some fine, comfy chairs. That is amazing. Okay, and I'm curious what I can do with them other... I was going to throw all the chairs into the inn. But for now, I guess we will live with it. Show me your wares. Can we sell anything? I don't think so. Pretty sure we're fine with everything. We can only sell a fine, comfy chair for 24 gold. I'm too used to inflated currencies in games. You buy something for 1 billion gold. It's like, oh yeah, that's definitely worth 1 billion gold. Not because an expansion came out and completely warped the economy in the game. No way. World of Warcraft. I'm too used to that. So when I see something that's worth 24 gold, probably a reasonable price considering the amount of goods that was actually put into it, plus man hours, you know, that probably isn't that bad. But anyway. What kind of design do I want? I think the darker stone is always a good one to go for. So where do I want this tower? Should be 6 across. And then do we want to just have it be like 2 wide? 2 wide isn't bad. It ends up being an odd number. Oh no, 2 wide's bad because then you don't have a middle section, a proper middle section anyway. But is that a completely bad thing? Kind of, because then we have this for crenellations. Which isn't a bad effect, really. But you kind of want to have something a little bit more cemented. But also, this size isn't that bad. You add an extra length to all of this, you know, the third one. And it ends up really starting to increase in size. Not to mention, it sort of dwarfs. Yeah, that's too big. This is way too big. Of course, we could also just have it be 7 across instead. Yeah, 7 across also could work. Could do that again if you want. Yeah, there we go. But then 7 looks a bit too weird because then it seems more like a square. It seems alright. But I do get sort of this is a square effect. Of course, we have just gone 1 across. We can try 2. But 2 with a 7 also looks quite large. And like I said, I'm trying not to be excessive. It's sort of a goal at the moment. One I'm not very good at attaining. I'm thinking the gatehouse towers should be roughly that large. Alright, hold on a second. I need to deal with this sodding parrot. You're too loud. Get over here. Jump there. Right. Covering up your cave. You can do anything else, but you can't muck around on the cave. And you know what? I'm taking the light off as well. That's right. I'm going far. That's right. No light. He's a lot more docile in the dark, so maybe he will just sort of chill out on my chair. I'm fine with that. He can chill out on my desk. He can do whatever he wants. But you can't rattle around, you sodding parrot. I need to take a drink now. You're stressing me out. Anyway, I'm annoyed. I don't think the microphone picked up the slurp there. It was meant to be a comedic slurp. Right. We are going to go 6, even though it's an odd number. Even number, even. Which means crenellation is going to look a bit dodgy, because the 2 and then the 6 looks just right to me. Does it, though? Oh, God, I forgot. I'm really bad at building. Just, I'm too picky. That's the problem I have. But the wall will be 4 across, which is why I think this isn't horrible. So let's say the tower is here. It goes across by 4. Maybe to about there. And then we have the gatehouse. Now, the gatehouse is quite close to this. In fact, I'm starting to think maybe make the tower first. Or, the gatehouse first. And then work around it. So let's say how far back this is going to be, which is going to be... Well, the walkway has got to be 5 across, so let's keep that in mind. And the towers need to connect each other in a way that is good. So let's say 7 across there. Keep that open. And then we can go for... Do we then want to go for the 3 across? I think we can just go for the 2, right? And then go for the 7. So it should be big enough where it doesn't look completely weird. Because it's a gatehouse, it's meant to be rather large. So that's not bad. And then we can also add some aesthetical designs to it as well. The main issue we have is that now it's... Damn it, it needs to be 8 across. That's a good point. Otherwise, it's not going to properly connect. Numbers! It's all a numbers game. Okay, it's going to have to be 8 across, because otherwise, if the other towers are even, they all have to be even. Which is now making me think this should be 3 across with the thing. I keep saying across. I don't know if that really, if anyone's picking up what I mean by across. I mean these little bits here. How many blocks we should have across connected up to the main lines. You got lines, you got crosses. So that's fairly large, but it's also notable. You can see it. But it's also not insanely large, like I usually have my structures. See, Merv, you're much better now, but he's also had the trouble he doesn't know where to fly to because I've covered up his cage. And I could tell he wants to fly. Don't you? You want to fly off, don't you, Buggy? Buggy. But he doesn't know where. He'll find out. So let's say this is the gatehouse right here. The small one on the side. So it's just on the side. I'm starting to think maybe poke out a bit more and then have a little hermit hut here. Or maybe a mini dock with a fishing area. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah. Starting to think having something like that would look pretty neat. Or I could just dig it up. Yeah, could do that. I could just dig this area up, have it end around about here, have a cool little sort of gateway. I kind of want to cover the town in a moat. I think it would look cool. We have plenty of water for it. I'm just worried that the game's going to crash. We've seen water work like that before, though. We'll hold on for now. We'll hold on. Right, so let's say the 4 across is what we're going for the main walkway. So this is the wall right now. 4 across. And let's say we want the next tower around about here because we want enough space for houses, especially along this corner. Corner? The way I said corner there was humorous. So let's go for 6. 6 and then the 1? I think 6 and then the 1. But of course, this isn't properly leveled out. So what we want to do is understand how far away these 6s need to be to connect up. Which if it's just going to be 1, needs to be like this. There we go. Let's say it hooks up to there as such. Oh, no, that's wrong. There we go. That's the little tower. This is what helps to distinguish wall from corner. You know, this is, you know, adds a bit of structure, adds a little bit more design to the wall than it just being a crummy little old wall. So the same thing over here. All the way up to around about that point, and then we can get the 6 across. Say around about there is a nice spot for it. It's completely wrong. I screwed up on that side. Mev scratched my head and was like, what's going on? I think he just said, I'm just trying to help. It's like, good, I'm very happy you're just trying to help, Merv. Can you hear him right now? I hope so. He's very perturbed. Hello. Okay, so that's done. And like I said, I just want to go for a very simplistic wall design. I don't want anything too crazy. I make too many crazy things on this bloody series. On any sort of series related to Stonehearth, it's always absurd. So here as well is where we want our next wall. I'm going to have it around about there. Needs to be 2 back, not 1. There we go. Right, that's nice. That should be a decent distance. This is why I'm building it now, so I can get the wall, the buildings done first. And then I could just readjust the wall at my own leisure. So this is when it gets interesting. As to how I want the wall to connect up to here, essentially. Now, my original plan was to have the wall just stretch across the dam on both ends. But I'm starting to think that's not really what I want. What I might end up doing is just having the wall connect up to this corner here, and the same thing with this corner, and then just having it stretch across with the main walkway, and then we just have an island in the middle being sort of an adjustment point. But that's also a big maybe. Merv's flown off over to his cage to try and unlock it. Unlock it? Unlock it. It's been 20 minutes already. That was so quick. And not much has happened. What a thrilling episode, I'm sure. See what it looks like. So let's say this is the middle. So wait, there is no middle here. We have to remember that. So it'd have to be sort of squared off at around about that corner here. Same thing on this side. And the gatehouse is going to have to be of a similar design on this bit. It's going to be very awkward to work around, but we'll get there, I think. How far away are these corners? 1, 2, 3. So the 4th block. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like this, right? That's right, Merv. Rah.